Hi there, welcome in. Somebody's seeing you differently. Someone got a glimpse of you through another person's eyes. Um, this is a person that you know, and there's a third party that is speaking highly of you, that is seeing you in your light, and it's causing this person to pause. Now, they're not going to reach out, they're not going to say anything, but within themselves, they're having a moment of self reflection. And what this is this third party is seeing a part of you that the person didn't know existed, or they didn't know existed to the depth that it does, and it's making them wonder that perhaps they misjudged you. Perhaps they formed opinions about you. I'm showing that this person may have even mocked you behind your back, and they're now having to kind of sit back and acknowledge, like, oh, maybe she does know what she's talking about. Maybe she hasn't lost it. And it is because this outside party's perception of you is giving them this moment of pause. There is another energy that is seeing you and has always seen you. Now, they were in denial of this. They would never admit to you or even to themselves the light that they saw in you. But in your presence, something about you shining made them uncomfortable. And they sabotaged. They were in secret competition with you. And they really, I don't want to say took advantage of, but I'm going to say they were strategic in how they showed up for you. That they were very aware that there was a threshold of your growth, that once you reached a certain growth potential, you were going to be so far out of alignment that your connection was going to end. And so because of this, this person subtly um, put you down. This person subtly planted seeds of doubt. They wanted you to not see your true potential. They wanted you to not see just how much you are capable of, because when you saw what you were capable of, you would no longer be willing to settle to stay in connection with them. And now that you are not in that connection, this person is having to look at your life from the outside looking in. And there's this internal knowing of, I always knew that part of them was there, and I intentionally pushed it down because of my own insecurities. And they're having to own that about themselves. There is another energy that I'm tapping into in which you've had this massive up leveling, you've had this major growth, and you can't believe it. There's this sense of like, is this real? Is this a trick? Is this too good to be true? No, no, it's not. Spirit wants you to understand that if this wasn't supposed to be, it wouldn't be here. This is an energetic reality getting mirrored back to us. And so, if all this goodness, all this growth, all this um, abundance and connection is arriving for you, they don't want you to doubt it. Remember that you are always creating. You cannot turn the creation off. And what doubt is you putting energy down a timeline that pulls you out of this present moment. Doubt happens when you are at the threshold. And that's what Spirit is saying, that you are at a threshold down this new timeline where there is no turning back. So, what's naturally going to happen? Doubt is going to come in, making you doubt this new timeline to try to get you on the old timeline. The old timeline doesn't feel good, but it is familiar. So, you may be facing this self doubt. And the reason for this self-doubt is because you are at the threshold of the new elevated timeline, and they don't want you to go back. They want you to remember, if you were not capable of holding what's being presented to you, it wouldn't be getting presented to you. It is showing you your energetic signature. Your signature is bringing this into your life. So don't now doubt whether or not it's meant to be, or whether or not you can hold it. If it wasn't meant to be, and if you can't hold it, it wouldn't be here at all in the first place. You can't turn off your creation. You're always creating. It's just a matter of what are you creating. And you have created something phenomenal. You have created something that people want. You have created something that feels like your passion, that you enjoy doing, and that you're finding other people enjoy doing it along with you. You may be feeling this sense of, I'm just being myself. I'm just doing what I want to do, and people are eating it up. And this is not how you've experienced life thus far. You may have experienced where you were not received well by others, you were not understood, you were not accepted, and you're at this place of people are loving you for who you are. And that is an opportunity within yourself to kind of hold up a mirror and recognize that the reason this is occurring is because you have come to a place of being able to receive yourself. You have been brave enough to look within and heal all aspects of you. There's no longer any parts of yourself that you are denying or that you are ashamed of. And because of that, that's getting reflected back. Um, there was something else in that message that I overlooked. Just one moment. Let me get back to it. Oh, they're saying because you have embraced all aspects of yourself, not just in a place of like acceptance, but genuine love, genuine respect, pride, and love for yourself, for all that you have overcome, for how you have shown up on earth based on what you have experienced. It doesn't mean that you're perfect. It doesn't mean that you wouldn't do things differently if you could do it over again, but you've reached this place of absolute acceptance of what is, and having this sense of pride and ownership of your own life, having this sense of honoring the parts of you, all of you, that led you to this very moment. So no, it's not too good to be true. This is here for you right now because you are an energetic match to it. Do not allow yourself to go down a timeline of doubt. Now, as you progress down this timeline, people are going to celebrate you, and there's also going to be a lot of people that do not celebrate you. this is this shouldn't be a surprise. Spirit took you through seasons of recognizing that there are people that you thought would celebrate you, that you thought would be happy for you, and that they are not. And in seeing that, you went through the sadness, you went through the anger of that, of feeling let down. And they want you to remember that it's not about you. Someone unable to celebrate someone else's win, someone else's happiness, someone else's success is denying something within themselves. They're not seeing that we're connected. They're not understanding that they are a co-creator within their experience. They're not understanding how their belief systems and their words are shaping their own reality. And so them not being able to celebrate you has nothing to do with you. Would it be great if the people that we loved the most were able to show up and support us in the way that we wanted? Absolutely. However, make sure you're understanding that when we form expectation, it is often based on our own fantasy. We create an idea of how things should be in our mind, which is really a fantasy, and then we form an expectation that that's how life is going to be. And when life doesn't do that for us, we get upset. We blame other people, we blame life in general, we blame ourselves, when in reality the culprit is the fantasy. There's nothing wrong with life or how it's unfolding, it all just is. But the fantasy of how you thought it should be created an expectation which sets you up to be disappointed. Not that you lower the bar, I'm not saying that at all, but make sure that your expectations are something that you control, because that's the only thing that you have on any control over is you. And they really want you to disconnect from any attachment of being um, seen, understood, or accepted by another. Now, someone may or may not come to a point of seeing you for who you really are, but if you stay attached to an expectation that they do, you will just burn yourself out trying to prove yourself. People can only meet you where they have met themselves. And a lot of people are not willing to meet themselves. They're not willing to open up the closet, the skeletons, and sort through the bones and toss them out. Your willingness to do that, your willingness to look yourself in the eye, your willingness to come to a place of acceptance of yourself is rare. And because of that, you're not going to encounter as many people like you in the world because you're not supposed to. You're going first. You're going first. And the person that goes first doesn't get a lot of celebration. That's okay because you're not doing it for anyone else but you. The more you love and accept yourself, the more you understand where expectations and fantasy form expectation, the more you understand that you don't need acceptance or validation from anything outside of you, the freer that you are. And the irony in that is the more you show up free, the more you're going to trigger people. And it's going to be triggering to people that you thought loved you, that thought wanted you to be happy too. And they do, but there's a threshold. They only want you to be as happy and as successful as they are. Once you cross the line into something more, that makes people feel a little uneasy, and that is okay. The more you can completely detach from how you are received, the freer you're going to be. So they just want you to stay on your vibration, understanding that your vibration attracts your tribe. Your vibe is your tribe. And that anytime you are pulled down to, for example, a timeline of doubt, what that is doing is changing the station where you're then going to attract other people and other situations that also operate on doubt. There's no turning back. You have went so far down this new timeline that you can't go back to the old life. You can't go back to who you used to be because that version of you no longer exists. That reality, when you made the shift, slowly started to dissolve. There's only forward from here. And people are witnessing that forward motion and it's giving them a moment of pause. People are witnessing that forward motion and it's giving them this, like, yeah, I always knew that's what happened. People are seeing that forward motion and it's giving them this sense of discomfort. There's an energy that they just don't want to hear it, that they're hoping you're going to have bad news. They're reaching out to you and they want to know the dirt. They want to know that you're struggling like them. And the fact that you're not, it kind of irritates them. It upsets them. Even though your life, your actions in no way, shape, or form contributes to their own struggle, to their own discomfort. But they're to the point where they don't even want to talk to you because everything's going right, because you're happy. Again, this is a reflection of how they feel within themselves, and it is not your responsibility to carry that for another. It is your responsibility to anchor in your own light. It is your responsibility to show up for who you actually are, to allow yourself to be seen, to step forward and use your voice. And in doing that, they have the opportunity to see it within themselves. You're holding up a mirror for a lot of people. And for those that haven't done the work, they may say things like, you think you're better than us, you're showing off. And what they don't understand is that you you don't have a choice. You're not showing off, you're showing up in your own life. And this is how you feel called to show up in your own life. That you don't consider yourself better than anyone. You consider yourself an imperfect human being put on earth for a specific mission, and you have no choice but to fulfill that mission. And when you know this, you can't unknow it. It's going to make some people doubt. It's going to make some people uncomfortable. And it's going to make other people, they just pulled me off. Oh, they're just saying it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. How you showing up in your life makes someone else feel. It's not their life, it's your life. You just have one life, yours. And we, fortunately or unfortunately, because of, for example, our connectedness on social media, we get glimpses into people's lives that under normal circumstances prior to social media we would have never seen inside their life. And because of this, we somehow, as a people, generally speaking, have thought that this opens us up to give our opinion about how someone else is being in their life, and giving this opinion about total strangers that we don't know, that we would never, if it weren't for the internet, interact with. And they just really want you to understand the importance of it doesn't matter what someone else thinks or says about you, it is none of your business. Hold your vibe, stay in your knowing, in your truth, and look around you in awe of everything that aligned to bring you to this present moment. There is nowhere else that you are supposed to be. All of this is here for you now because it is your birthright and you are ready. If this resonated for you, let me know. Like, share, subscribe. I love connecting with who is on this timeline with me. We'll see you later.